Hello, this is Andrew Till from Missing Remote. We're going to take a quick look at the settings that are available in the Apple TV. So we're just going to move on over to the settings area and set into the general. Just going to take a quick walk through each one of the things that are available here. There's not a whole lot of interesting things to look at right here, but it is nice that parental controls are available. Here's where you can pair devices and other remotes with the Apple TV. If you happen to have a Logitech Harmony, you can use it with the Apple TV because it listens to IR. Logitech actually recommends that you unpair, but I didn't have to do that. It just kind of worked out of the box, so it wasn't a problem at all. Just going to skip through these things real quick and show you the screensaver settings, which are kind of nice. I actually like them a lot. It looks pretty cool. The kids like to watch it when it gets into idle. You will need to have an Apple ID in order to rent videos from iTunes. If you don't happen to have one of these, or if you haven't created it in the right way, it's kind of a frustrating experience. You need to have a PC and iTunes, or you need to have some kind of iOS device where you can create the account and associate some credit card and do some other things. Like I actually had an Apple ID. It's what I used to get the device, and it had credit card in it, but it wouldn't work until I went through iTunes to actually go through and assign the credit card to it and get everything sorted out in that way, which was really frustrating. It took me about 15 minutes to sort that out, which is kind of a pain. It is nice that there's 1080p, but it's not quite as good as Vudu or Blu-ray. Well, we'll talk more about that in the review, though. The audio and video section is where things are much more interesting. I turn the sound effects off. I don't like it when I get audio feedback when I'm navigating, but some folks like that. The device supports Dolby Digital output, so you can set it here to either be on or off or auto, which obviously kind of figures it out based on the EDID of the device, of the display that you have it connected to. This is a setting that lets you, if you happen to have a TV that doesn't like full fidelity audio for whatever reason. Here's where you would select the subtitles for Netflix. Interestingly, you cannot select the subtitles per title when you're in Netflix, or I imagine in other it's all driven off of here, which is nice in some way because you can have a consistent experience, but I don't always want subtitles. Sometimes I just want them when I'm watching at night and I don't want to turn the volume up, or I'm having a hard time hearing for whatever reason. This is a really nice setting where you can actually control the color space that the device uses. So some older DLPs expect, because it's an HDMI only device, you either have to use HDMI or DVI or use something else that converts it. And for a lot of users, you'll end up using or hooking it up using a DVI if you have an older display. And a lot of those displays, like if you have an old Samsung DLP, like I used to have one of these, it expects RGB input instead of YCB-CR over the DVI. And your color space, your black levels will be all messed up if you don't select the right one. And it's really nice that they offer this, because devices like Roku is one of the areas where they've struggled with some of these displays where the blacks are either obliterated or the levels just, they're too bright. So it's nice to have that feature. This is the TV resolution. I have it set at 720p right now because it makes it easier to capture the content. But when you first turn on the device, it's set to auto, and it's driven off the display's aided, which is nice. And the first run experience is pretty good because of that. And you don't have, as an end user, you don't have to know what kind of display you have or any of that other stuff. So it's really nice. One thing you don't see here is any 24 Hertz setting. So for your Netflix content, your iTunes content, if iTunes content is set at 24 P probably is. It will get up-resed to 60 hertz on the Apple TV. Here's Airplay. I don't have an iPhone set up right now to show Airplay, but it is a nice feature where you can push content to the Apple TV to play on your AVR television. And then here's where you would set up your home sharing, where you can actually like share content from your iTunes enabled PC and pull it from that PC onto the Apple TV. But music is supported, and then a very limited set of containers and codecs, basically just H.264 AVC and AAC and maybe AC3 and MP4. So pretty limited stuff, but it's nice that it's there. It's a great feature if you have that kind of content. And that's all there is to show. Thanks.